Okay, a workbench update. What are we doing? This is the Dracula bust, and I've given him another coat of a different grey, my own mix of different Tamiya acrylics to go over the oil wash that I gave it earlier, and it's taken quite nicely. I've just given it a satin coat to seal it as well. That's coming on nicely. I'm going to let that dry and cure, and then move on to these areas are going to be a dark blue-grey, as well as around the eyes, in the nose. Same in the ears, and then got to do some sort of pin washes through all these sort of cracked, veiny skin areas, as well as obviously sorting out the rest of the mouth and the eyes, and then covering him with hair, and then he will be done as well. So speaking of done, our little lady friend here, let's get a bit of white balance on, there we go. I'm calling her done. Got some blood in the hair, got the hair on. That was an absolute nightmare. So my client gave me a wig, and the wig was just a standard joke shop party wig. Anybody following me on Twitter would have seen the picture of me wearing it, and it's a pink and blonde sort of disco wig. It's hideous. So cut that long ways and glued it onto the skin, step by step, and rebuilt it, getting rid of as much of the red as I could, because she's blonde in the film. Not entirely happy about the fringe, but I'm not a wig specialist, so I'm happy with the overall on her. And the blood there is just good old blood for the blood god, GW Technical Paint, doing its thing. That'll be dry in a little bit, and she's ready to go. Aside from that, we've got the Facebook group X-Wing. Let's get you out of the way, darling. Right. Facebook group X-Wing, been working on getting the weathering, starting weathering these S-foils, and all the related parts in there. Noticed some paint had chipped on the canopy, so I'm going to take this off. I'm going to remask it. Making my own masks, using the stickers that came here. These stickers, I'm going to remake them using my Cricut cutting machine that I've been let. It's not mine. It belongs to Cricut. They've sent it to me for some testing to see what else we can do with it. So hopefully I'll be picking up some vinyl for that. It's sitting over here in the side of the shed in this bag there. Got a fresh cutting mat, and we'll be ready to cut some shapes. This is I'm going to be putting this on their online tool, and I'm going to be doing a special video, a separate video of step by step of how to do this. The idea being, I mean, this is a relatively simple mask, and you could just use the as I did, the vinyl, the sticker that comes in the box. But what I want to do, and what I've started working on, is actually for a project that is about 20 years old, and looks a little bit like this, and has a lot of Aztec shapes to work on there. So what I want to use is the Cricut vinyl to cut out all these intricate little shapes. Let's see if we can get in there. All of these Now, I know you can buy sets of masks from awesome companies like Aztec Dummy, maybe not for this one, but other mask making companies do them. What I want to do is use the Cricut machine to create patterns that you can cut your own out if you have one of those machines, which will save you a lot of money. Not stealing anybody's designs or anything. I've been doing sort of brass rubbings over this to actually pick out the shapes and then transfer that onto the online software and create our own masks. So we'll see actually how that goes. That's a long-term project. We're going to start actually with using this and see how well it works to remask that, shave off a bit of the dark grey, and actually I've made it too dark. This needs to be a lot lighter grey. I've gone by the box picture, which is wrong. It's wrong. Looking at the film the other day, and pictures are actually a lot lighter grey on the cockpit. Also, I've detailed. Let's stand up there. A bit of R2, because this will be Red 5, and there is R2 sitting in the back. And had a fun little discussion as well on the Facebook group. Noticed that in the film, this red stripe down the side, which is different on every X-Wing, it should be a solid stripe from a brand new ship, I guess. But the common way of doing the Red 5 pattern is by breaking up one of these around here, chipping that away, actually making it grey, same colour as the body, and with a bit of weathering on that. I'm not sure on both sides, you tend to only see it going in that direction. But of course, in the film, when he gets into the X-Wing in the full studio model that they created at Elstree, that's a red stripe, solid all the way through. And then when it comes to the model that was created by ILM, they made every single ship slightly different with their own weathering patterns and distress. And Red 5 has a bit missing, but it doesn't match up with the actual ship that he got into. That was a little bit, by the sounds of things, of right-handed not talking to the left hand at the production stage. And, you know, as has been mentioned on the Facebook group, it's 40 years later, and I'm only just noticing this, but that's probably because I'm doing some deep digging and rivet counting on making this as accurate as I can to the movie version. But which movie version am I going to do? Am I going to go nice and easy and stick that as a solid red stripe, or am I going to spend a bit of time and make it a bit more hard work for me? Yeah, you know which one we're going to go for, don't you? So that's where we're at on here. Bit of weathering, a little bit of R2. Yeah, a bit of cockpit fixing and sorting out Mr. Dracula, and we've finished work on Miss Zombie. Mrs. Zombie, I don't know. Ain't her eyes pretty? Look at the pretty blue eyes. Yeah, brains. It's her fault that, by the sounds of things, that the whole zombie genre is all about brains. I should get around to seeing Return of the Living Dead, right? Okay, well, that's it for this update. I will find a new microphone for this camera soon. Sorry, shooting on the onboard today, and the sound is no doubt terrible. See you next time, and see you soon. Bye.